Today we're taking a look at the PARKSIDE Performance Cordless Angle Grinder, compatible with their 20-volt battery ecosystem. This is a new updated model, the PWSAP 20LID4. It is a variable speed model compared to their previous one from PARKSIDE, the PWSAP 20LIC3, to which we will be comparing it to. Being that this is part of the PARKSIDE performance range, it is equipped with a brushless motor, which in theory provides better performance and longevity than its regular brushed motor counterparts. We also see that this model is ready to connect smart feature ready and can support connectivity to a PARKSIDE smart battery. Without further ado, let's proceed to the unboxing. The box is nothing fancy. It comes with the angle grinder and a few compartments for storing cutting discs and batteries. We also find the instruction manual, which provides a few more specifications such as expected noise levels, vibration values, and compatible batteries. Looking at the angle grinder itself, we see a black outer casing, which is common on the PARKSIDE performance equipment. Now let's take a look at some of the other standout features. The first thing that we will look at is the power switch. It is designed to be pushed to the right and up in order to turn on the tool. This is a nice safety feature that should prevent accidental turn on by the user. We also see that it has a locking mechanism, which should allow the user better grip and control of the tool. The switch can be turned to the off position by pressing the bottom as shown. Moving down, a 6-speed selector can be observed. Pressing the button will allow us to cycle from the available speeds starting with 1, the lowest speed, to 6, its highest. We also see a connection symbol, which relates to the ready to connect smart feature of the tool and can indicate different states as per instructions of the manual. Next, we observe the handle, which is used to provide additional leverage in controlling the angle grinder. It has 3 locations that it can attach to: the left side, right, and the top. The handle also hides something that you may wonder where it is located, as it is displayed as an accessory on the case packaging. The locking key is conveniently fastened within the handle and can be used to untighten or tighten the M14 fastening nut if it cannot be easily done by hand. As can be seen, the nut also has a latch, which can be used by hand to tighten or untighten the fastening nut. Please be aware that the spindle lock button on the other side must be pressed while doing any of the tightening or loosening of the discs. Now, in case you are wondering how to remove the thicker grinding disc, be aware that the plastic part of the guard can be removed completely, allowing you to easily remove the disc. Speaking of the guard, as you can see, it has 5 positions it can be locked into by hand. With these being the main features, let's see how this model compares to the older C3 angle grinder. As we can see on the left side, the older C3 model has a slightly bulkier build. I prefer the smaller profile of the D4 as I feel it provides a more comfortable grip of the tool. We can also see that the power switch is a little bit more rudimentary, as it is missing the safety feature of the C4, where we have to move the switch in 2 directions in order to activate. There are some other design changes that are present, but the most obvious improvement over the C3 is the speed selector. This should provide us more control and safety depending on the different circumstances of use. The older C3 weighs in at about 1.9 kilograms without battery, while the newer D4 weighs in at about 1.86 kilograms. Please keep in mind that this is without supplied discs, so that the actual tools by themselves weigh just a bit less. Let's go ahead and do some speed measurements for both of these models and see how they perform. The older C3 has a speed of about 9,000 RPM, as can be seen. But that is it. There's no adjustable speed here, so let's move on to the newer D4 model. For step 1, we have a reading of about 3,000 RPM. We can also notice that there is a brake for the grinder once the power is switched off. Step 2 reads about 4,300 RPM. Step 3, 5,600. Step 4, 7,000 RPM. Step 5, 8,300. And finally, step 6, about 9,000 RPM. So we have a wide selection of steps here that can be used for different applications. Perform some test cuts as well, and cannot say more than that it performed as expected. There may be some aspects that are not as refined as, let's say, the Makita DGA 511, which I also happen to own. For example, the vibration level on paper is half of that of the PARKSIDE tool. This aspect can also be noticed while operating the tools simultaneously. On the other hand, the PARKSIDE Angle Grinder is about half the price of that of the Makita. So for some people who would be willing to compromise, the PARKSIDE should be a good choice. As far as reliability goes, time will tell, but given the brushless motor and the look and feel of the tool, I think longevity should not be a problem. If it is, the Angle Grinder is covered by a 5-year warranty. In our next video, we will look at the smart battery and its functionality with the Angle Grinder, as well as some other tools. So please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.